vehicle, a snappy transition. Bakchis out right there, right as he transitioned. That was some magician wizardry right there.
Oh my gosh! Holy cow! Make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Get out, Odie. Get out. Get out. Get out, Odie. Get out. Hit that. Oh, son of a gun. Get out. I know he's out.
I'm Bakchis. I'm a professional driver that competes in the Formula Drift Pro Championship. I've been driving in FD, what is this, like my 13th year? It's been a minute. My career was in motorsports, but I had yet discovered what drifting was. And this guy rolls up with a car that's got negative camber, wheels poking out. It was a, I think, R33 Skyline. I didn't know what the hell it was. It looked silly. And this guy kept on saying, "This is my race car." And I'm like, this is not a race car. This is like a show car that's beat up and looks cool. And he said, "You know what, come out to the track every Thursday night. We go drifting at this go-kart track," which sounded even more absurd. I went out to this go-kart track. By the way, this guy is Brian Literal. He's still around, he's still doing it. I went out to the track and I absolutely got hooked. Man, that was the start of this journey.
Watch him make it, break it, break it, break it down.
Let's give you a little tour of my car. Let's start at the front end, under the hood, and we'll work our way back. So, got custom fiberglass on it, carbon Kevlar in the front fenders as well. We're trying to get as much weight out of the front of the car as possible. That's why we run 326 power S15 headlight lenses, not the complete headlight, just way lighter, easier to work on. It's got LED lights for the lighting itself, just to be legal for the rule book. Treadstone performance intercooler, Durality fans to keep the intercooler nice and cool. All this air is being fed into my Texas Speed 427 cubic inch V8 that's supercharged with the Vortex YSI blower. It's the brand new one, V13 trim. You'll notice a resi right here for power steering, away from the heat, trying to keep things as cool as possible. The power steering fluid flows through a Durality cooler and then goes into a turn 1 power steering pump that's mechanical. It's not electric, it's actually belt driven. I'm kind of analog, and speaking of analog, the throttle body, you see a cable on it. It's not drive-by-wire. Check out the inside of the car. In an effort to move weight further back as well, I kind of went bananas on this car. I actually moved my seating position about 5.5 inches further back also. That means it opened up a lot of space for a pedal, floor mount pedal assembly. That's pretty far back as well. Steering column is pushed back. There's a Holley ECU tucked under there that manages the whole powertrain. All the electronics for the most part are hidden under the dash, and then some of the electronics are also on the back firewall inside the car. If you peek in there, you'll see some wiring behind the passenger seat. My kind of signature little deal is a rally vent, so that introduces a little bit more positive cabin pressure. It's just air coming in to push smoke that might enter the vehicle. All right, moving back here. This is kind of the staple of Formula Drift builds. Radiators in the back, Durality brushless fans right beneath these cutouts to get all the hot air moving out of the radiator. We got a fuel safe fuel cell with a radium FCST dropped in it. We got a Canton overflow. So we got some removable bash bars behind the actual square structure that's pretty rigid. And we keep the square structure pretty much as rigid as we can, because once the bash bars are bent, that structure is what's keeping kind of the vital items like the radiator, AccuSump, battery safe. That's really about it. That is my car from bumper to bumper. Hope you guys enjoy that. What keeps me coming back and gets me hooked is just developing more as a driver and getting teased with that championship, right? I got, I think, 2 or 3 third places overall, a 2nd place overall in the championship, 10 wins. I just get teased around. Amy and I started to throwing the idea around hey, we might build another car. And I kind of started to talked to some drivers and they're like, oh, what are you gonna do in the next season, doing the same thing, running the same car? I'm like, yeah, and maybe I'll build another car because we kind of have the formula down. Certain drivers got wind of that, and I was just kind of throwing it around there because I had an idea, but I wasn't officially going out and soliciting drivers. Simen got wind of that rumor going around and just hit me up, called me, and said, hey, you're building another car. I would drive that car. Man, did we get lucky. Simen, as soon as he hit the track in my car, even through testing, that guy lit up, man. Dude, that dude blew everyone away and even blew us internally in the team away.
I'm Simen Olsen, 27 years old, from Norway, live in the town Høvåg, and been in FD for 3 years, so this is my 4th year in FD Pro. First time behind a car going sideways, myself at least, was in my dad's old Toyota Hilux that I got from him when I was 13. I got allowed by my dad to drive around on the property with a Hilux. And of course, when he wasn't watching, me and my buddies, we did some donuts behind the shop and everything, and it was a great time. Got some podiums over the years in the Norwegian Drift Championship, done some good results at Gatbill, went to Germany on Iron Drift King and tried our luck there. But the end goal was always Formula Drift. I have my good friend Frederick Aspo, has been here for over 10 years. He's always been the inspiration for me, and that's why I also want to do FD, because that was where the big boys were, all the pros, the best ones in the world in my opinion. Yeah, that was just a goal, and we did everything we could, and now we're here sitting in second overall so far in the championship. So it's been a roller coaster and a fairy tale, to be honest.
All right, so I think we just blew another motor. Just, having some bad luck, man. Yeah, this is real bad. This is real bad news. I'm gonna go back and assess into the pit. So last night was a bit rough. We blew the motor last session of practice, and we luckily had a spare, and we put it in, but man, that cost us a lot of time and a lot of energy. We left the track, I think, at 4:30 in the morning. Here we are, done with practice and heading into top 32. So overall, I mean, amazing performance by my team to get us where we are. All you guys just putting in all the work up. That was a lot of work. Honestly, sitting on the little bit of deficit of practice time because the engine blew, had other stuff going on with the family, I feel very accomplished, and honestly the team just made it happen for me. We worked our butts off, we got the points, and you know, we're doing all right. We got some work left ahead of us, but we got over a big hurdle this round, and I can't thank my team enough for working with me and allowing me to drive, and that's what I do best. When the car works, just drive and drive hard.